Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Mary, whose best friend in the whole world was actually her pet lamb, whom she called Petunia. Petunia was not your ordinary lamb, oh no. She was a very smart little lamb, and she wanted to know everything. In fact, Petunia would follow Mary to school every day, hoping that she might be able to sit in class with Mary and learn something. But Mary's teacher would always say, "I'm so sorry, Petunia, but no lambs are allowed in this class." Then poor Petunia would always go back home to wait for Mary. One day, in the middle of February, it started snowing just as Mary and Petunia began walking to school. See, they didn't realize it at first, but this was a very heavy snowfall. On her way home, Petunia saw only snow on the ground, and she became lost. She began to wander, first through the fields and then through the forest, trying to find her way home. But finally, she just gave up and sat down in the snow. When school was over, Mary went home to find that her best friend Petunia was missing. Oh my, Mary was so sad. Mary put on her winter clothes and her boots right away and ran out of the house looking for Petunia. Everywhere Mary went, she cried, "Petunia! Petunia!" There was no answer. Mary soon found herself deep in the forest, as lost as her little lamb. Suddenly, Mary heard guns, and she was terribly frightened. She was afraid that Petunia might have been shot. She whirled around and saw hunters standing among the trees. Luckily, Petunia was not hurt at all. The hunters told Mary just where Petunia was, and Mary found her waiting patiently, wagging her little tail. The two were awfully glad to see each other again, but they were still lost and hungry too, and freezing cold, and it was getting very dark. They really had no choice but to keep on trudging through the snow. Trudge, stomp, stomp, trudge. Oh, it seemed as if they had been walking forever, but getting nowhere. Just when Mary and Petunia felt they couldn't take another step, they saw light in the distance. As they approached the light, they could see it was coming from a cabin. When they knocked on the door, it was answered by a handsome man with a huge mop of red hair on his head. It was Mary's uncle, Antonio Vivaldi. Mary and Petunia couldn't have come to a better place. Uncle Antonio was a wonderful man who was always ready to help anyone who was lost. He could see that they were cold, hungry, and tired. He sat them in front of the fire so they could warm up while he made them the most delicious dinner they had ever had. For Mary, angel hair pasta with basil. For Petunia, young forest grass and a marinara sauce. While they feasted, Mr. Vivaldi told them stories. Oh, what a fabulous time they had! But as it got later and later, Mary and Petunia could no longer keep their sleepy eyes open, and they had to go to bed. When morning came, Uncle Antonio made a tasty breakfast of nuts and berries with honey for Mary and her little lamb. He enjoyed their company and hoped that they would stay for a very long time. Oh, they wanted to stay too because they were having so much fun. Of course, Mary knew they should go home, but with 6 feet of snow on the ground and more coming down, there was no way that Mary and Petunia could go home now. They all agreed that Mary and Petunia would stay until the snow was gone. Meanwhile, Mr. Vivaldi sent his pet pigeon with a note to Mary's parents so they wouldn't worry. Oh, what a wonderful playtime this was. Mr. Vivaldi was a fabulous cook and a great violinist. He played the violin for Mary and Petunia, which they liked very much. Sometimes he played tunes just for dancing, listening. Other times he played tunes for dancing, and by the way, Petunia was a very good dancer. Mary asked her uncle to teach her how to play the violin. It sounded a little scratchy at first. But then, Uncle Antonio showed her a few things. First, he showed her how to move the bow across the strings in just the right way so she'd have a prettier sound. Next, he showed her how to gently shake her left hand to make the sound warmer. In a short time, Mary was sounding really good on the violin. Petunia, on the other hand, was getting just a little bit, you might say, jealous. Well, in fact, Petunia was very jealous. She wanted to play too. So out of the closet came Mr. Vivaldi's cello. Mr. Vivaldi showed Petunia how to sit and hold the cello properly with her legs and hooves. Then he showed her how to bow and how to get the warm sound from her upper left hoof. Petunia was thrilled because now she and Mary could play duets. They played the violin and cello together every day. Oh, they also played every kind of game, including their favorite, hide and seek, in the snow. And for some reason, Petunia always seemed to win this game. Petunia and Uncle Antonio had been having so much fun that they completely lost track of how long they'd been together. It had been several weeks. Mary knew it was really time for her and Petunia to be going home, but the snow still hadn't melted. What were they going to do? Mr. Vivaldi came up with an idea. He had written a magical concerto for the violin. He thought that if he played the concerto, it might help. So Mr. Vivaldi brought out his violin and began to play. When Mr. Vivaldi finished playing his special concerto, he, Petunia, and Mary went outside to take a look, but nothing had changed. They were all so sad that after dinner, instead of playing games, they just went to sleep. The next morning, while Mr. Vivaldi was making breakfast, he noticed something a little odd. Where just the day before there were no leaves on the trees, now the trees were completely green. He stopped what he was doing to go outside, and guess what? All the snow was melted. So his idea had worked after all. Or when Mary and Petunia heard about this, they danced for joy because now they could finally go home. Before Mary and Petunia left Mr. Vivaldi, they had one last question for him. What was the name of that magical concerto that melted the snow and made the trees grow leaves? He told them, the name of the concerto is Spring. Spring! Now, they began their walk home, and it was lovely. It was much warmer than a month ago when they trudged through the snow. Plus, they saw beautiful trees, flowers, and birds. When Mary and Petunia got home, Mary's parents and everyone else in their town were very happy to finally see them. Their town even held a parade to celebrate. And what's more, Mary and Petunia marched with the band all the way to school. All the kids were very happy to see Mary again, and she was glad to be back in school. As for Petunia, she was finally allowed to be a member of one class, the orchestra.